All right, we're back.
We're back.
This is going by so fast. It always surprises me, but the conversation just carries itself so easily. All right, we have Kristen in the waiting room, so I'm going to go ahead and just bring her in.
Hello. Let me see if I turn it side. There you go. You're also
go.
sideways.
You were sideways for a moment only.
Yes. I was like, sometimes it takes a while to kick in. So how are y'all?
Hi.
Good, how are you?
Hello. Oh, I'm really good. So yeah.
I love what you shared with us before we were going live today. You were telling us about a showing that you had today, which is huge and exciting.
It is huge and exciting. I don't know if I would have had the confidence before this to be like, I can show a $2.9 million home. And so I felt fully confident in it today and being able to do it. And like, I felt
Amazing.
Not necessarily confident, if that's the right word, but it's just like secure in myself and my abilities to, and that I am able and allowed to be in the presence of people with that type of money, which is just stupid limiting beliefs of myself that I have around people with money. So changing that. And I think a lot has to do with because my price point is like the 250 to 300 range. So yeah, that's where most of my buyers are.
Different
I love
reality.
that.
Yeah. So
Well, why don't you start off with like, oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I said I'm working on finding like the perfect spot for my phone so I don't have to hold it and y'all aren't like looking at my forehead. And, yeah. So
it's okay. We like your forehead too.
Should be your biggest problem today. Yeah.
Right. My boss is in the office today and like it's a teeny tiny thing. We sit back to back. So I'm like, I'm not going to sit in there to do this. So yeah.
Well, you're good. Well, tell us a little bit, tell everybody about yourself a little bit, who you are, what team you work with and what you do.
Sure. So my name is Kristen Kemper. I am in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am the director of operations / sales agent on the Acker Properties Group with Keller Williams Central. We are based in Richardson, which I said that. We do a lot of farm and ranch, and then we also have a couple of agents that are specializing in the city, and we have one that's trying to move into the luxury area. She's currently on maternity leave, thus I'm getting her stuff, and that's how I ended up in my showings today. So yeah, but that's kind of a quick rundown. We do a little bit of everything. I did not think growing up as a city girl that I would ever be having to walk acreage and discussing about stalls and how many have turnouts and barns and all of that. I never thought that would be in my wheelhouse, but
and a part of your vocabulary.
And a part of my vocabulary, yes.
I understand.
Yes. So
being
here
a city
I am
girl
now.
who lives in Vermont now, I totally understand.
Right. And I didn't even think I was a city girl. I grew up in College Station. So now I'm just like, oh, I was a city girl compared to what I'm doing now. So.
And what prompted you to join BU, the Inner Circle? What was your motivation?
My motivation. So I was actually listening to the podcast Offer Accepted when y'all were on there for that. And I had known, like I had seen Margaret's name in some of the Facebook groups that we were in for the admin stuff. And I was like, oh, it really resonated. That podcast where y'all were talking about BU and what it was going to be really resonated with me because at that point in time, I was transitioning from the executive admin to director of ops, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And so I was like, well, I kind of need to figure out what I'm doing and what that is and what that means. And so I really thought like that's kind of what it was going to be like. So it's different than what I was expecting, but it's so much more and so much better than what I was expecting. Mainly because I was expecting it to be all about like director of ops kind of stuff, which it's not. It's about being a better me, which is making me better in my job, if that makes sense. So I would say it wasn't what I originally expected it to be, but it is so much better. So yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. And that kind of leads us to the next question, which is what has surprised you about the group?
Well, there's that. I mean, also I went into it with not having expectations really, or at least trying to limit them, because I think we always enter with an expectation. So the things I've really enjoyed about the group is getting to meet people from different areas of the country, and chatting with them about their goals, also about how like they are running things, because it is stuff that does flow into our little conversations
Sure.
that we have. And so just seeing all the different personalities that are out there, and the support that they give each other. I got a lot of support out of one of the groups that I was in, because you do move us around through the groups, and there
Accountability
was
groups.
the accountability groups. And so one of them, just like I was going through kind of a rough patch in that moment that I was in that group with my position. And so getting to chat with them about it and them giving me ideas, and just like I left that group at such a higher spot mentally than I had been when I first entered that group. So that was very good for me.
Well, and how cool that you felt, vulnerable to do that, that you had
Yes.
the courage to do that. And then,
Yes,
and then they were there for you. And
they were there for me. I
so
mean,
cool.
it was really great because I don't like to be vulnerable. It seems like to me, I feel like it's a sign of weakness. So they got to see me cry, which I hate doing with people that I do not know. And so like them feeling safe enough to be able to do that with them, and them being able to work with me and give me ideas and all of that really helped. So it was definitely, I will forever be grateful to that group of ladies that I had at that time.
Yeah, that's so powerful. That's so
Yeah.
because I do think, right, no matter what it is, whether we are on a team, whether we own our own business, right? I mean, I see it in my own business that we're still going to go through challenges. We're still going to go through patches. We still need, support, training each other, ideas, suggestions, right, to be able to do that at any level. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I mean, looks hard to me, and if they've already gone through it, and they can be like, oh, I did that already, I've already seen that patch, this is what worked for me in it, this is what didn't work for me, have you tried this? Just opening that door to be able to walk through it and incorporate new ideas into my life and to the business. That was great.
Really nice.
Yeah, I almost feel like I remember when I first started networking, and I was like, oh, there's data on this. Like this has happened with other people, and they're willing to share with me like this. So and especially outside of your own market. Like I remember when I started networking outside of the Pacific Northwest, and people were willing to share. Like one big conversation was splits. Like we had a lot of different agents at different times that would argue back about our splits. And so then I was able to go out, gather data, come back to my boss with like, hey, here's what I found. We're actually doing okay. It was priceless. It was just changed, made me feel more confident in my role, because I could say like, hey, I know I'm doing the right thing. I know we're doing the right thing. And here's what I have to show for it.
I always like if I can find data to back it up. I mean, my previous job was a sped teacher where my daily life was all about collecting data. So data, if I can have it to use it to back it up, it works for me.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone, Kristen, who was on the fence about, I don't know if I should join?
I would say, what is it that you're looking for? And how can we get you there? Pretty much. Because, if you're just spinning your wheels in the same spot and you want to move forward, this is that thing that's going to project you there. So it's going to give you that push that you need for sure.
Very nice.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm all about not spinning my wheels in the same spot.
Right.
So.
Yes.
I don't want to do that. Exactly. If I'm going to stall out somewhere, at least let it be further down the road.
And then why have you decided to continue your membership? Because I know we've had a couple people leave through the year, and then I felt like once we got to like months 5 and 6, we hit a rhythm. And for people that stuck through to that time, I think the ROI of the group really started to show at that point.
Right.
But for you
Um,
personally,
for me personally, so I've really liked the speakers that you've brought in.
Mhm.
Like that was way more than I expected. I did not think that we were going to get that caliber of speaker into the group. I just thought it would be basically us all the time. So pretty much I just want to see who you get next. And who
Nice.
who do I get some FaceTime with next, basically. So that's what I want. Plus, I mean, I'm a sucker for a good book to read. And though I may not always finish them on time and when we need to for the group, I like that you're providing these books for us to read. Like I've already taken your other lists when you were on Picket Street, and I'm like, all right, which books do I need to incorporate? Because some of those I've read and some of them I haven't. And so getting to have that list that you're providing to us, and then also getting to have the discussions with everyone else in the group around them, well, around the books, their perspectives and their perspectives from their markets that's just wonderful. And part of the whole reason I'm still in. So I'm looking outside of my market area pretty much.
Nice.
Love that.
And is there anything else you would like to share with us about like something that you're working on in terms of a leadership skill or something else you'd like to share?
So I'm working on creating my own admin mastermind in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Nice.
So far, there are 4 of us. We've had 1 meeting.
Nice.
Yay. Tomorrow is our 2nd meeting. So basically, for me, that's kind of big because I am stepping out of I like to be in the background. I do not like to be the force and the driving force and the front runner of it. Yeah. But I feel like this is something that would be not only beneficial to me, but to other admins. And so I think that's really where I've been moving because I want to be beneficial to other people. And so it's like, how can I do that? Well, I can create this admin mastermind, which I never would have thought of to do had I not been in this group. And then also following Margaret and her Pacific Northwest group. So just having all of that, I would say that's my next goal.
I love that. Well, and then that's kind of like, that's something that we've talked about in the group that I know some people struggle with is, do they have value to add? And
yes,
it's really like, I think that process that you've gone through to realize, oh yeah, I have value to add. And part of that value is being the person to make it happen. Being the person to make that meeting happen is huge. It's a huge component of it.
Very, very huge. Like, yes, I know, I'm pretty sure I was one of those people, like I have no value kind of thing. And so I know that I do have value, and it's like stepping into my voice so that I am using it and being like, here's my value. Like I've always known I have value, but it's always been in the back. And I'm a person that likes to sit not in the back of the room, not in the front, but somewhere in the middle. So I kind of hide in the crowd. But so now I'm working on, you know what, I'm going to use my voice. It's going to be loud. It's going to be up front. And I'm going to add to all of those around me. So, I mean, I even stepped out of my comfort zone and got onto the PTO of my kids' school, which is big. I wouldn't have done that before this. I would have been like, no, y'all go do that yourselves. I mean, sure, I'm doing the technology side, but it's still, I'm the one who now makes sure that the newsletter goes out each month. So yeah, wouldn't have done that without BU and being intentional. So
really incredible. Congratulations.
That's amazing.
Well, I mean, no, I think y'all deserve the congratulations for like creating this program that allows us to step into our powers. So
well, we thank you. We create the container, but then everybody else has to do their individual work at their own pace, right?
Exactly.
That works for them. We've just wanted to set up the container.
And I've loved it because like I'm a big fan of Gretchen Rubin and her 4 tendencies. And I know I've probably talked about it a lot in here. And being of the rebel tendency, I push against like my own wants and what other people want me to do. So the way y'all set it up, I don't feel like it's a demand on me, but more of like a, hey, you can do this if you want. And more of a like finding my identity, which is what really resonates with me. It's like, I want to be an identity, and what do I identify as? So I'm working on I identify as a person who does the work for growth. So
That's incredible. I think what you just voiced there was something that we've wanted to make sure that people felt, which was this is a self-led journey. Like we want to provide the container and provide some resources and give you access to speakers and set up the accountability. Like we want to provide that kind of operations side of it and the facilitation, but ultimately the realization that your journey is all you are the CEO of your life. Like Jennifer Beadle said, you are the CEO of your life. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's great. I am the CEO of my life. So yeah.
I love the way you put
Thank
that.
you so much.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for it, ladies. I mean, without you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So I'd be a little further back.
So exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Thank you for joining us today and taking some
Oh,
time
well, you're
out of your
welcome.
day.
Thank you. Of course.
See you next time.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
luck today.
Thank you.
Let's see. Wow. I feel like each person says something that I want to write down as a quote. And I'm going to have to go back and listen.
I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for all of them. I mean, this is really the intention come to life, Mo.
It is. Yeah, this is
they're doing it. It's happening for them.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wonderful.
Really exciting. All right, should we bring in our last person?
Yeah, Jennifer.
Jennifer. Cool.
Hi, my friend.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I am doing amazing. How are you?
That's a great response. Also amazing. Look how beautiful you are.
Oh, thank you. I love seeing your guys' faces.
Happy Monday.
I know. Happy Monday. Monday's a little crazy always. So yeah, just taking all the energy, no matter what kind of energy it is. And that's why I'm amazing today.
Well, thank you for taking some time out of your busy morning to share with everybody about your experience. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're like the person that gets to tie the bow on the end of our time together this morning.
Really? Am I the last one?
Yeah.
Right.
So we want to know your name and what you do. Tell us a little bit about your real estate career.
Okay. Well, my name is Jennifer Holtquist, and I am the director of Spokane for Closer Pros, and I own a TC company, so transaction coordination for real estate, and all that entails with that. So helping to do all of transaction coordination and real estate support service.
Love it.
How long have you been doing that?
Well, in this capacity, I actually had my first year of having my company. I know it was a huge milestone. And before that, I was transaction coordination or transaction coordinator for a specific individual firm. Yeah, I did that for about 3 years.
Awesome. And so what made you join the Inner Circle last February?
Well, I do have to, I'm going to be honest. Margaret was the reason that I joined. I met her I think it's been 3-4 years now.
Probably.
4 years,
Yeah.
4 years, I think. And so I knew her and loved her. And I knew that it was going to be something great. So I just, honestly, I didn't know really anything about personal development or any type of growth for just being an individual business owner. You know, I have had businesses before, but not on this level. And I knew that whatever Margaret had to say was going to provide some awesome things for me and my future. And I didn't know Kathleen at the time, but now that I do, I would have 100% signed up because of her as well.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which leads into what we always like to ask. So what surprised you about the group?
Ooh, several things actually. I was surprised that I talked as much as I did because I just I don't do these types of things out in public. One-on-one, I can talk my heart out and connect with people, but I was very surprised that it actually brought some more out of me that I didn't know I had. So, and saying yes to these types of things that scare the heck out of me. But here I am.
Yeah, you did it.
And also surprised me seeing so many people out there in similar situations going through the same types of things. So that was very surprising as well. I knew, you always know those types of things, but you don't realize
Right.
it doesn't become reality until you're in the group and you're talking with people and you're meeting them face to face. And then you say, oh my gosh, that's me. You know exactly what I'm going through, and being able to be involved in something like that and collaborate with like-minded people who are either struggling or succeeding in the same ways. It's amazing. It takes you so much farther.
Yeah, I think you're really right about it's one thing to hear about it, but then when you're showing up, and like we were talking about this with Kristen just before you, and I think even Amanda and Steffiona brought it up, but it's that slow progression of like showing up to the meetings, even if you feel like, oh God, I didn't read the book, should I even come? And then you come, yeah, it happens, right? You come, and then over time, it's like it sinks in that all sorts of people are experiencing similar things, and all of a sudden you're less alone, which all of a sudden it gives you like this bit of courage that you didn't have before.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like first of all, you guys create an amazing space to be able to for us to be able to talk and gain that courage. And then I didn't read part of I think the first, I was very like, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I did get super busy, and some of the times I wasn't able to read all the way up, and finish what I need to finish. But you guys are, you're there either way. You're like, life happens, understanding, and you're there for our success, and so if we don't read the book, that's on us, and that is something that I think is extremely helpful that you guys provide, is that space. And like, we're here for you. We're here to cheer you on, and we're here to give you the tools that you need to succeed. It's up to you to use the tools, and so, but if you don't use the tools, we're not gonna, scold you or be on you. We're here to support you and help you, and then say, okay, well, why did that happen? And how can we change that? How can we help you get to the point where you can read the book and you can, spend that time? And it's just amazing. It really has helped me tremendously.
So what is something that you would say to people who are on the fence? Like, I don't know if I should join BU, the Inner Circle. I don't know if it's for me. What would you offer to them?
Oh my gosh. If I could physically shake someone, I would shake someone and just say, what do you have to lose? You're not in it. You have no idea what it could offer. So why not try? Why not sign up? See what it's about. That you have nothing to lose. And you guys have made it to where it's affordable for those people that maybe brand new in their business and they don't have that capital. They don't have that extra, the extra funds to be able to pay for a huge amount of coaching and stuff, but they still get that high quality of coaching. It's such an amazing opportunity, something that doesn't come around every day for you to be able to do. So thank you guys so much for being able to offer. And I actually saw Jaggle's her video about offering, for someone to jump in, and I would like to do the same, because I feel like it's that important for someone that's on the fence to be able to say, you know what, do this risk-free. You really, honestly, I feel like it would help someone so much that I will pay for someone's first month to be able to come in and experience it. And then, you know what, if you decide, you know, it's not for you, you guys are, I don't think that will happen. But hey,
Right,
there
to
you go.
sponsor someone. Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, let's do
Thank
it.
you.
I feel like, you
awesome.
know, yeah, it's needed definitely for someone out there.
Well, I think it's the cool thing about the doors opening now for the first time is we have all of you and ourselves included who have experienced what the journey is like so far. So we're kind of we know what it's been like so far, and all I can see from this place forward is the potential of what the more and more of what it could continue to be. And so I think being able to have, I mean, for you to offer to do that and for Jaggles to offer to do that
Yeah.
speaks miles for people that have never been a part of this. So that's huge. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
have so much to offer somebody. Yeah, continually doing it every month. Like I said, it's you've made it to where people can afford it. But honestly, like my first few months, there's no way I would have even been able to do that. So yes, someone to succeed, to jump in and just do it, they need to at least get that little jump start. And I would love to be able to help someone do that and get over that.
Wonderful. Well, you're reminding me too, Jennifer, that, you know, real estate agents learn that having a script or having a list of leads, right? Or what are the phone numbers of the expireds? Like, those are all important tools, but then they have to go through their own personal development of how do they speak up? How do they use their tone of voice? How do they build their confidence as they go through rejection, right? Like, so there's this tunnel that the agents have to go through in order to become a highly effective, consistent producer. And so that was part of our motivation of BU the Inner Circle, which is what does the support look like? What is the container? And then what is the tunnel? What is the path, the success path that admin go through in order to gain their voice, speak up about their ideas, be able to set expectations well with clients or with the agents they work for, or be able to think outside the box and, you know, not be caught up in the that frantic pace, you know, that happens in the business, but how to be able to get some perspective and then be able to change things and enjoy life
I know.
while being successful, right? And
Yeah.
so it is a parallel universe to what the agents go through. But Margaret and I really didn't know of any vehicle other than Margaret's retreats, right? Margaret has fabulous retreats, but they're 3 days. There's over 300 more days. So what are we going to do to be able to support each other, you know, through the years of being able to keep that going? So I'm curious, Jennifer, what kind of impact, if you're willing to share it from a leadership perspective for you, like what has changed for you in the 8 months that
Oh
we've
my
been
gosh.
together?
I could probably talk to you for hours about it, but kind of in a nutshell, just to be able to have that perspective, to step back and be able to communicate in a way that I wasn't able to before. Because as Margaret knows, my mind is like 10,000, you know, it does 10,000 things. And sometimes I just get too overwhelmed, you know, for myself. And this group has been able to help me step back and see the whole picture and be able to communicate with the team members that I have underneath me that rely on me to be able to communicate to them effectively, and not just talk to them, but help guide them in, you know, where we need to be and what our goals are, what our vision is. To me, before the group, I would probably have spit that all out and confuse the heck out of people. And so, you know, before the group, that's how it went. And now I can sit back, be able to communicate the way that they need me to communicate in different ways, you know, because not everyone is the same, right? Not everyone has that same vision as you. So you have to be able to bring them on to what you're doing, but also to understand what your goals are, what they're trying to achieve. So as a leadership perspective, just being able to do that in a way that I never could before. Very clear, precise, sit back and actually listen to them, and then move forward together.
Amazing.
Love that.
Good for
Okay.
you.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we let you go for the day?
Oh, I didn't even look at my time.
You're
Right,
doing-
am I over? I
you're
usually
doing-
always
no, you're doing perfect.
We're watching it. It's okay.
oh, I usually talk and it just kind of, I don't look at the time sometimes, but yeah, like I said, I honestly, what do you have to lose? You can't, there's nothing to lose. You're doing what you're doing day to day, and there's just everything to gain from joining the group. Being able to be in a space where it's not just a group of people coming together. It's a group of people coming together who support each other and have two incredible leaders who coach us through whatever we may be going through. I mean, even outside, I mean, reaching out outside of the group. I don't know if that's okay to say, but we do. And asking for advice or asking for, what to do in the situation. You guys aren't just there to have the group for an hour. You're committed. It's the relationship and the person and growing as an individual. I mean, I can't say enough. So
Awesome.
do it.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to join us and share. Really, like your voice, like I've shared with the other ladies, your voice will reach people that we couldn't on our own. So it means a lot.
Oh man, I hope it does. Even just like a person that is lost and wants to be able to make a change. Yeah, if I can lead that one person and help them join, and it changes their business for the better. I mean, how cool is that? If I can do that, yeah, that would be amazing. So
Thank
you guys so much for having me.
Thank you for stepping outside your comfort zone.
Oh yeah,
you're a total natural, so I think you're hosting your YouTube channel soon.
I told my husband, I was like, I'm meditating before this. I gotta meditate. I did like
that was excellent use of tools.
5-minute meditation before I came on, because I said I can't even talk. I'm like, my voice is shaking. I don't know if you could hear, but yeah, out of my comfort zone. But you know what? What this group does 100% gave me the confidence to do it. And yeah, I embarrassed myself just willingly. Here we go. What do you have to lose? Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Have a good Monday. Bye. See you next time. Bye.
See you next time.
Wow.
Oh, such great stories they have of how things are, how the group is impacting them and how they're making changes and the individuality of it, right? So once again, this so speaks to you and I created the success path and the tools and then lined up what books and speakers, right? And then being able to set the framework up, but then everyone's on their own journey.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and I definitely had an idea of what we were hoping the results would be. And then the beauty of it is that you don't know, really, you can't know until things start to happen and people start to experience things. And it's all these little micro changes that they make along the way that add up to these much bigger feelings and events and
yes, take action to step forward in their personal lives and their business lives, doing things, to take initiative, like Kristen was talking about, setting up an admin mastermind, right? And then if I can also, I want to say this, and this is not meant to toot our horn. It is an example of the fact that we had an intention. We created a plan. We took action. And we are willing to be vulnerable
Mhm.
as we go to navigate
Mhm.
with the values in place that we're going to do what's best for everyone.
Mhm.
And it's working.
Mhm.
Right. And so this is the things that we've learned, right, from the books we've read and the seminars and workshops that we've done, and our own
Yes.
intuitions of things that we know are right, and
Yeah.
putting it into action. And so I also want to just point out the fact that BU, the inner circle, is also a living example of what that looks like,
Yep.
how you do that. And then everyone gets to try it in their own way to
Mhm.
see how they want to implement it. Because it is, everyone's on their own journey. We're
Mhm.
just doing it together, but it's still individual.
Mhm. No,
Yeah.
that's a really good point. It was lots of imperfect action and lots of like you and I having conversations about, hey, I've had this in my mind for years. I mean, when I developed the mission and vision and values for the Pacific Northwest Admin Mastermind, I didn't know that this was the group, but it was with this in mind of something that was going to be national and international that everybody could join, where everybody could learn the tools that they needed to learn in order to go start their own admin masterminds or take the
Yes.
step in their career that they want to take. And so, yeah, you're really right that setting the intention and then just putting it together and making it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we navigate along the way and see, well,
Mhm.
what's right and what do people need and
Yeah.
who can we help?
Yeah.
And so that is an example, and it's working
Mhm.
because it's happening. I mean, they're sharing their stories that,
Mhm.
so it's not like we can take credit for that. We didn't do that, right? We set up the framework,
Mhm.
and then we do facilitate and guide, and then
Mhm.
everyone's doing their thing.
Everyone's doing their thing. And I love like what you said, you're right, that every time we meet and as we're checking in along the way for the last 8 months, we have said like, hey, this is an experiment. Maybe we open the doors and we have thousands of people join. And at that point, we shift things and we change to create that same feeling no matter what size the group is, because our goal has always been to reach the people that need to be reached and help them
Yeah.
understand that there's a community here for them. And so I think we do a good job also of really sharing with everybody where we're at. Like, hey, we don't know what's right or wrong. We want to make sure that this group is shaped to what they need and what they want.
Right. And we've seen
So,
value in having a larger group, which so far has been 40, right? But even if it was 200 and
mhm.
we broke it into 50, 4 groups of 50, and then we still have accountability groups of 5, right?
Yep.
And so there's still ways to get a big network to be able to attract the speakers and be able to, offer that, then still have intimacy and that they get to know people. So we're learning, right, that it is still able to be all those things, and we can still welcome all those that want to come.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really exciting. So we should probably give them the details again of when the doors open. So we're recording this today on October 4th. And so as soon as Faceback is up for the world to see and Instagram, we'll post it in all these places so you guys can catch up on these interviews. But the doors will be opening October 25th at 12:01 a.m. and they'll be open for 7 days. So through October 31st,
There it is.
Halloween, they'll be closing that night at midnight.
Right. And here's on the I Love It When website that you can join the wait list. And then here you can see it's $111 a month or $1,111 for the year.
Mhm.
And our members have shared they get lots of value for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we think about the different coaching opportunities and the things that are out there for admin right now, there's really nothing like this where you get this kind of facilitated agenda with resources and the things that Kathleen and I have worked really hard to provide, including the speakers like Kristen mentioned. We felt like this was a price where an admin could pay for themselves if they so chose to really to invest in themselves, or this is a really reasonable price for real estate agents to pay to have their admin be a part of. Yeah. So it's super exciting. So we hope that you guys have gotten some good value from this and from meeting some of the inner circle members today. And I think several of the ladies mentioned, reach out to any of the current inner circle members if you have questions about what the group has been like, and reach out to Kathleen and I between now and the end of October, and feel free to ask us questions, learn more. I'm always happy to hop on a Zoom call with people or the phone and just talk you through more of what this is all about. But we would love to have you be a part of this.
We sure would. Thanks, Mo.
Thank you. All right, I want to pause this.